you know people who've gotten killed.
Here, doing that.
Mm-hmm. So you start from this largest kettle and you start to cook it down. It's going to turn into syrup. And then you're going to skim it off the trash. Keep skimming it. That trash is known as bagasse. It's also used as fertilizer. So you start to skim it. As it condenses, you pour it to the next kettle and then the next. And this is the smallest. And normally the consistency is that of taffy.
Oh, wow.
And then you pour it into cone-shaped molds and let it dry or get a little solidified as much as you can. That's the process, and that's the product that goes out to the river, down to New Orleans. Now, that was before the granulation and before the bleaching of the sugar we know today, because sugar in this
raw state is brown.
Yeah. Same thing with rice.
Yeah.
And that's the healthiest. So now everybody's trying to get away from
the refined,
bleaching the process.
So, how long does that process take? The whole?
Well, about more than 24 hours. It depends, because when you start, you can't stop.
Wow.
It's the same with the field. When you start the grinding season, and you start to cut sugarcane down, it sours really, really, really fast, and you can lose your field. So during that time period, slaves be enslaved. I hardly ever use enslaved. I want people to understand.
Right.
And once you start, you can't stop. So those people worked at night as well.
Pretty much round the clock.
Round the clock. The average shift was 18 hours. But you're looking at people who have very little sleep, very little food, constant scrutiny, under constant scrutiny, and abuse. And you started working kids at 4 years old. Those things are being taken out of the books. They've got the revisionist history going on, so it's all being taken away because people get here and they get all offended. It's just, we're not pointing fingers. We're just telling you, like,
it is what it is.
Facts. It's no one's making this stuff up.
It's coming. It's getting out of the history books. Most of it never was in the history.
Really
in the first place,
You only found out about this
if you went on your own,
or you took a Black History
if
class.
You went to college, because in high school they didn't teach it. But
college
if
did.
you went to college, and then you took African American studies,
and that's what I did.
And then you still got to go out and seek those books. I remember being in college in the 70s, and I was in the library, and there was a stack of books in the corners, stacked up. And I remember saying, I wonder what those books are. And the girl said, those are the books. Legislation is taken off the shelves.
get out of here.
It will be destroyed. Propaganda. Can't get our mind all messed up. So we got people who come to this plantation, and they will ask you point blank, well, weren't there any good
Things
slave
from
owners?
slavery?
The fact that you were an owner
That's it.
in itself, but it's hard.
But this can be a lot of fun, because what I would do, I would play with them, and we break it all down. Yeah, because the guy next door fed his slaves really, really good.
And they didn't beat them and stuff like that.
Didn't beat them.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So they consider that to be a good.
and maybe they
slavery.
only raped a woman maybe once. But guess what? At the end of the day, they still owned
A person.
So if you were going to be a good person, let them go free.
Right.
And then people start to kind of understand it, and then they get offended. You got people that come, we're not attacking anybody. You know your role, you know your ancestors' role in the whole slave thing, and we know ours.
Right.
Okay, we're not saying that people in Africa did not play a part.
Right.
Because it was always about money.
The money. Yeah, every
And they
time.
played a part. But don't act like it never happened.
Exactly.
You know, don't act like it never
Exactly.
happened. Don't
Don't insult my intelligence.
You know, I know what I hate. They call me, they sound cold.
They call you what?
They sound cold.
Oh, cold.
And don't give me the tears.
Oh.
Don't give me the tears. I don't want the tears.
The fragility.
Before this
Could
COVID,
you imagine?
Yes.
Oh, I can, yes.
But you see, it depends on the tour guide.
Yeah.
Because I would go far on purpose. That was my extra. That was my extra. You know? And if I didn't do that at least once a day, I felt like I hadn't done what I was supposed to do. Because I want you to come on.
Yes.
Get it out.
Yes, get it out.
Let's get it out. Let's get it out, because you know you're wrong. you know.
Let's
a lot
get
of
this
people-
reality check real quick.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
people we know what it's all about. This is on the bucket list. Whitney
Yeah.
Plantation. So when you come to the Whitney Plantation, the same way you come in,
Mm-hmm.
same way you're going
Right.
out. You just gonna check it off on your list. And I went to the Whitney. It's a conversation piece. I've been to the Whitney.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've not been changed. I'm the
I don't know
same.
nothing more than I did
That's
when
it.
I walked through the door.
Because
yeah.
I didn't feel nothing. Because they should have fought back, and they fought back, but nobody put it in the books.
Right. Right.
When you get to the end of the tour, there's a place called the 1811 Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
In 1811, right after the Haitian Revolution. See, during the Haitian Revolution,
It spurred others.
yeah, Toussaint Overture, they gave the white planters a chance to leave. I think they had a window.
Like a moratorium.
A
Like
reprieve,
we'll
yeah,
let you
a little
go.
reprieve. So
Yeah.
they said, okay, you got to leave by this date. Get off your plantation because we're going to burn it down. So you can go ahead.
Yeah.
So they came, but they didn't come by themselves. They took their slaves with them because this area here was also French,
Mm.
and it was the same law as in Haiti.
In Haiti.
So they fled here. So it's the same mentality.
Oh.
So the guy, his name is Charles Delon. He was a mulatto.
Mm-hmm.
His father was his master.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on the other side of the river in this little place called Reserve, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't want to be a mulatto. Don't call me mulatto. I'm a Negro by choice.
Mhm.
Charles Delon. So he and a few of his friends, they planned this takeover. They were going to be successful with it.
Somebody told
Yeah, one of us.
Yep.
And so they caught them.
Somebody scared.
I saw this in a movie. This is what's in a movie.
The same as, I mean, you might be talking about
She's talking about the Nat Turner movie.
the Nat Turner movie. That was very similar
Okay.
because
Mhm.
there's always a rat.
Yes.
You got a rat here too. There's always a rat. I don't understand that though,
Mm.
because the way my dad taught us, oh my God, taught us that pride. I mean, he did.
Self-respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, I don't understand it. For what? A few little crackers, a few peanuts.
Crumbs.
That's all you're going to get. You got to look at yourself in the mirror.
But it's, I keep saying, it's fear and ignorance. Like,
It's
if
really
you
sad.
realize what you could achieve through revolution and the freedom that is on the other side of it, versus being constrained by just what you know and assuming that I'm protected by master, instead of saying
Oh yeah,
I don't have a master.
yeah.
I am my own master if I go through with this revolutionary
And see, we
plan.
get this question all the time. Well, how come they didn't fight back? And they fought back. They fought back. A
Every
lot.
way they knew how.
How? That's right.
Yeah.
The cooks, they put things. They would crush up glass, put it in
Everything
food.
they could. Yeah.
And I mean, that might not kill that person right away.
But it
But
caused
it
them
made you feel better that
Yeah.
you fought back.
like, I got you.
Yeah, they would break tools. They would spit in the food. They would do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And break tools and fake illnesses, whatever they can do.
I can imagine.
I'm pissed off. You know how we do. We call in sick.
Yeah.
And we
Yes.
go shopping.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I've done it, you know. Not
Oh
here,
yeah.
because
Mental health day. That's what I
yeah.
call it.
So sometimes you got to. It's,
Yeah.
it's your own maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just that everywhere you go, it's going to be one of us. We have one here. I'll give you an example. We're closed on Wednesdays, and you guys watch Queen Sugar.
Oh, I love Queen Sugar. Love it.
Everybody here knows that I love Queen Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
They did an episode of Queen Sugar here on Wednesday.
Really?
So we come here. We work from Thursday. Well, we're open from Thursday to Monday.
Uh-huh.
Nobody ever said a word about it. So when I got to the parking lot on Thursday morning, and yesterday,
The production people.
all the crew was still, not the crew, but the trucks were here.
Uh-huh.
And this portalette, which is not your ordinary portalette, it's a fancy type.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I smell a movie.
Get out.
So I get to the front desk and say, so what's going on in the parking lot? And the little guy, the little Puerto Rican guy, he said, oh, I heard, because he wasn't here either. He said, I heard they did an episode of Queen Sugar. I was mad, it's like my blood. I was like, we don't make that much money, especially
It would have been
now
nice to be able to
I
come.
said, tell us things, tell us stuff, because this is not easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sitting here all day long. I mean, I've been coloring everything
Yeah.
I can think of, because we're really not giving the tour
Right.
anymore.
Right.
And we made our money on tips.
Yeah.
So I'd just be chilling. So my thing is, you could have said something. And so the little black guy, who was the rat,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they asked me to be, they asked me to be
In the episode?
And I said no. I said, you lying the way you like to be seen.
Mm.
God.
They didn't ask you nothing. I said, but you could have called me.
So
I didn't
none
know
of the
anybody.
workers showed that helped out?
Nobody knew. So wait a minute. They thought it was going to only require 2. So this girl, she's the director of marketing.
Uh-huh.
She's a PhD.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's got their nose in the air. It was more work than they could handle. They needed us.
To handle the people out here.
They needed us. Hollywood takes over.
Oh, yeah.
When Hollywood comes, they take over. I remember on the next Plantation when they did the movie called Skeleton Key
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I
with
remember.
Kate Hudson. They take over. When I talked to the lady, she said never again, because they will come and just take over. They do, all the equipment and everything is going to be all over the place.
So, you wouldn't even know that because you wasn't here, so you don't know what the episode, if it was.
I'll
that
know it
they
when I
came
see
to
it.
Here to do, like,
I don't know if they were just walking
flashback?
around, if they came to do, because the little guy, Micah, is really becoming an activist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that it was his
Here, just
yeah.
want to get history on
And
it.
yeah, and of course they're in hiatus right now. So I guess next year when they start back up,
Yeah.
we'll find out. But I guess I'll just get mad all over again.
Because they may not even tell you.
So this is what I told the little guy. I said, this is the thing. I noticed, and I told him, I said, I noticed that when things happen, we don't know about it until after the fact. I said, because we're not getting paid. That could be a perk.
Right.
I mean, I've always wanted to be wanted to be an actress. Okay, so maybe I had a card, I could slip to somebody and say, well, my name is Cheryl, and this is
If
my
you
interest,
needed
and I grew up around here. I've got the history.
Yeah.
I got the history.
And a lot of those shows, they like to put people who are actually authentic to the area in the
You
program.
could actually be like in the kitchen doing something. Yeah.
But it's like it's unnecessary jealousies and envy and
Backbiting and stuff.
backbiting.
Yeah.
People just feel intimidated for no
It's
reason.
crazy.
I never wanted to. I got my bachelor's degree. That was good. I was good.
Yeah.
My parents, they didn't push us very hard, but they pushed us.
Yeah.
And we knew what we had to do. But my thing was, okay, I got enough of school now. I'm done. And I'm done fine.
Yeah.
I'm done fine. And it's just that we get that here.
Mm.
And it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary. It's just, this is
That's
really
so crazy.
a really good place to be. And when we were given the tours, I guess we just had too many people getting upset.
Because they said, they stopped the tours because of COVID. Like, okay.
But I think this was in the works way before COVID.
Way before that.
Because people were complaining. I knew this lady, she was a writer, and she was,
When you come here,
yeah.
Because they're so
They're
oblivious.
so,
They're so
exactly.
oblivious.
Oblivious is a good word.
can I
Yeah.
just ask about that? So that is a typical for 4 families, or that was like one family's house?
Family?
Because I saw it said enslaved people's families. It said so like because in some instances there was the ma and the pa there.
Rare.
Yeah.
It was rare.
So,
But that's not something people want to hear anymore. We talk about revisionist history all the time. It was hardly ever the nuclear family.
yeah.
It was hardly ever, especially if you had boys. Them boys is going to get sold
Somewhere else.
And the girls
You make more babies.
got to get more babies. When you were 18, by the time you were 18, you were expected to have already had 4 children. Now, on that wall of honor, there's this girl, I think her name was Judy Woodridge. She had 13 children.
15?
15. And they were different
All different
men. One girl over here, when you get to the Gwendolyn Midlow Hall Alley, she said she was raped 4 times in one day. So that's the only thing now that we have is their words. But we were given the tours and we were given stories because everybody would read something different.
Yeah.
But it was all approved by the director.
The curators,
And so, we would add it to our tours. It just depended. And because, I've been here the longest pretty much. And I'm one of the oldest tour guides. Well, I am the oldest black tour guide. And, I loved it, and other people did too. But some people get offended because they're not prepared to hear the truth. They're not
Yeah.
prepared to hear it because America doesn't talk about the history the way they should.
It's funny you said that because I went to the African American History Museum in DC, and I saw people commenting like, we're readers, like we like to read all the little placards and stuff. And so even though it's our history, a lot of the stuff we knew already, right? But some of the stuff we spend more time with. But I saw people just flying through, and it's just like you said. I remember I was upset because I was like, well, did you just come here to check the box? Like, why did you come here?
That's what they come for. Check the box. And then you get people from both sides that get a little offended, like this one lady. She was very educated. She said, she pulled herself up from bootstrap.
Why can't we?
And so I said, everybody has different experiences in life, and you just don't know what another person has going on, why they can't do certain things.
Right.
I know people in my own family,
Right.
And I mean, not far away. They just can't get it together.
Yeah.
It just depends.
But like, even if you look at Queen Sugar, you look at Charlie, and you look at Ralph Angel.
He can't get a break.
And he don't even know a lot of the times how to dig himself out of the hole. Whereas Charlie had different opportunities, different exposures, and so
Even Nova and
yes,
Ralph
even
Angel had
Nova
the
are the same parents. Yep,
but
same mom and dad.
She
Yeah,
had more of a drive.
yeah, yeah,
He's a kinder.
yeah. Spirit. Yeah,
And then of course, black men, they get beat down early in life.
yeah,
They see it.
yeah.
I remember being a younger person. I was more than 10. But you looked at the commercials back in the day, and if you had a group of kids, and they were different races,
Ethnicities.
the black kid was always in the back.
Oh, definitely,
Always.
definitely. And they're trying to consciously break that but now I feel like they're overkilling it because to make sure it's just too much. Like, it's too much to make sure we included. Now you see a couple or something. We got to be one of them. It's just that's
You
we
notice
went,
that
All the TV shows.
medicine they talk about on the commercial, and I was like, how come it's always got to be?
Yeah.
Because once they come here, my God, we get all. And I'm not that type. I'm not that person to be upset about it because I love everybody. My thing is, hey, you do you.
Right.
But now, like you say, they overcompensate
Yeah.
for things. But it's just a lot of stuff that goes on, and people, they don't realize what they're doing. We had a conference one day here because we're always training, we're always learning, and everybody was here. You don't normally see everybody who are tour guides, and so we were going up. It was right after George Bush.
Okay.
Back, and they gave us 2 podcasts that was mandatory to watch. It had a lot to do with racism and stuff. And so we were talking about, they asked us how we were feeling.
Oh, that was nice.
And so the guy we talked about, he was ready to, because he takes over all the meetings.
We know there's always one.
And this is what, because it just hit a nerve, it hit a nerve, and I did him like this. I said, I'm going to speak. I'm the oldest person here who have this experience. I'm the only one here who has ever walked through a door that said colored only.
Yeah.
Couldn't say a word. A white girl who's older than me, she's about 5 years older than me, she should be 70 and something. I went to the white only door. I was like, duh.
She said what?
The white only door.
She said she went through one? Oh my heavens.
And I looked at her and I said, duh. And so she flushed.
She got flushed. She wasn't expecting her.
She
Yeah.
wasn't expecting it. Because I want to see, because what she didn't understand
No.
was
Yeah.
angry black woman
At that point. Yeah.
So then the other little girl, she said, I don't see color.
I've heard that
I
as well.
said, so what, are you blind?
Yeah.
You don't see color?
Yeah.
Am I transparent?
Right.
You don't see color.
You don't see
I
nothing.
told her, I said, don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
She never came.
So was that just like where the mother and the kids was all in there at the?
Could be you, could be me, could be all of us, could be some different people, depending on the type of plantation you were on, depending on what the master wanted. Okay, say for instance, he might want slaves your color.
So he put somebody with somebody lighter to try to get slaves to a certain color tone.
See, because what a lot of people don't like the old books on slavery, they're gonna have it. It's raw. They say some people grew cotton, some grew sugarcane.
Mm-hmm.
All of them grew slaves, grew people. It's it's a commodity.
Another
Yes,
commodity.
yes.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Mm.
And so those are the things. I remember John Boyner, Speaker of the House, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him saying America has to sweeten up its reputation as it comes to slavery. That's right. So that's where that revisionist history comes in. Because a lot of those books are off the shelves, and some words they don't use anymore. Like you just said, enslavement.
Enslaved people versus slaves.
Slave, you know? And yeah, when you explain it, it's different in a way, but it's gonna boil down to the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like making gumbo. Where y'all from?
Orlando. And she's from Jersey.
It's like making a gumbo. You might like seafood.
Yeah.
I might not. But at the end of that dish, it's still gumbo.
Right.
You see? But people don't break things down like that. Just come in here, it's kind of like, you know, you hit the gas pedal too quickly, and the light's still
Like still green. Still red.
still reddish or yellow, whatever color it is. People just don't think. They don't think they're in a box, and they don't think outside of that box. Especially because most of your friends are going to be like you. Same thing for everybody. You know, we get all kind of groups out there. We get all Asian groups sometimes. We get all black groups. But they're all like-minded people.
Yeah.
So
Which makes sense. Yeah.
So if you go home, and if you're in the burbs, and then most likely, everybody's teaching their kids the same thing. And so a lot of times when kids go off to college, that's when they have a culture shock.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had a coworker